For class, huh?
That's right. On the recent UN
Johan and the detective are in a bar. Notice how Johan perfectly mirrors the detective's body language, a technique called mirroring. The theory behind it that we find people friendly who are similar to us. When Johan speaks, he doesn't look at the detective. This is a powerful move. It gives like a parent-child dynamic, saying, I won't look at you because what I'm saying is more important, so you the one who will look at me.
Convention on the Rights of the Child, and if the treatment of juvenile offenders holds up. Oh, how rude of me. Care for...
When he lifts the glass and asks if the detective wants a drink, he maintains constant eye contact. It's interesting that as soon as the detective sees the drink, he turns away, and his tone and speed of speech change.
Drink?
No thanks, I'm fine.
That's right, you do abstain from alcohol. Yeah, probably for the best. You did have quite a drinking problem. I mean, you were drunk when you shot that boy, isn't that right? Or so I've heard.
Yes, I was. Not.
And look at his face. His teeth are crunched, and his eyebrows raised, expressing complete concern. It's important to note when Johan brings up a topic that specifically frustrates the other person, he can say it calmly and maintain strong eye contact.
That it matters. What I did is unforgivable, drunk or not.
I have a few questions about what happened, if you don't mind. Tell me about the victim.
Look at how they stand by the counter. And Johan uses submissive body language. He copied the detective's posture and placing his hands on the counter in the same way. However, Johan's feet are much closer together, and in this situation, the detective has a dominant body language. But Johan needs to appear innocent.
Stefan Yos, age 17. Of what crimes had the child been accused?
Don't be so naive, son. Yos was a monster. He was old enough to rape and murder 9 women and almost killed 2 more.
So you executed him.
No, I...
As Johan asks the question, just look at the facial expressions. Eyebrows raised, mouth open, teeth are visible, forehead and mouth wrinkled. Overall, you can see the victim is very angry.
didn't.
Right, pardon.
He immediately held out his hand, defensive mechanism, indicating that he doesn't want to harm the person. However, despite the detective yelling at Johan, his body language and tone remains unchanged. But as the detective responds, you can feel the aggression on the detective's tone, the pitch, and the speed of his speech changed.
And me. Speaking of, Article 40 of the UN Convention states every child is presumed to be innocent until proven guilty according to the law. Were you familiar with that?
Yes, of course I was. I used to work in juvenile detention.
I see. And Article 37?
He stays calm in this situation. I believe Johan is a master of maintaining eye contact, because it's one thing to do when someone is talking to you, but it's a real weapon even in real life to maintain the eye contact while you are speaking to the other person, because you can see in the real world nobody does it, because that's, I think, is our human nature. But if you can maintain eye contact while you are speaking, you will appear much more dominant.
The one that goes, you cannot impose capital punishment or life imprisonment without possibility of release on any person below the age of 18? You knew that one?
The convention agreements are considered basic human
Johan's tone remains unchanged.
rights for adults and children alike. What kind of a fool do you take me for?
No, as we can see, the detective completely lost his cool. Just look at the position of his eyebrows and the wrinkling of the area between his eyes. This is an interesting part of the scene.
You really think I planned it all out in advance? My shoe.
The detective turns towards Johan aggressively. Losing your temper in such situations can be a deadly mistake.
Shooting him was a drunken mistake. Look, I know that what I have done can never be undone, all right? And I accept the consequences of my
Please,
actions.
Mr. Brown.
In this situation, Johan expands both of his hands, signaling innocence. The movement of his hands emphasizes the point and the fact that he doesn't change his speech or speed adds significant strength.
Allow me to explain. I'm not trying to antagonize you. I just want to cover my topic from every angle. I'm very sorry, sir.
If he doesn't adopt dominant body language, he will immediately seem innocent.
I really should have used more tact. Shall we walk? The night air might do us some good.
Interesting to observe, as the real price of the drink is much less, of course, but
I'd like to purchase.
notice how Johan looks directly. The waitress talks to him calmly and holding the drink up.
Just the bottle, please. Just something to take the edge off.
This may not necessary body language, but his action is so manipulative. Will make everyone remember him as a kind man.
Off of the night air.